Welcome to the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast with your host, life coach Jeff Relaford. This podcast is designed for those who wish to change their inner self in order to maximize outward potential. So come redirect, regroup, and refocus with your number one life coach, Jeff Relaford.
Hello. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live with an episode of the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast. Now, I know what y'all thinking. It's a Tuesday. Why is the man coming on today to go ahead and give y'all an episode? I'll tell you why I'm coming on today, because I ended up messing up yesterday. I had every intention on doing an actual live podcast yesterday, but I messed up and I missed out. So this is why you get me today. So, the title for today, we're just going to dive right into it, people. The title for today is one major key that is hindering you from your success. And I really want to take the time to really focus in on this topic, because I learned something about myself over yesterday. And what I want to do is I want to take that information, I want to translate it to you all. So the one major key that is hindering you from being successful or separating you from your success is this. It's you not being able to attain the ability to be different. And I'll tell you what I mean by you being different. Okay. What I mean by you being different is this. Prime example. There are a number set of skills that I know how to do. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff that I don't tell you I know how to do on here. You know, I just focus primarily on the life coaching because that's what I love to do. But there's a lot of behind the scenes work that I know how to do too. And what happened was yesterday, I delved into that a little bit more with a particular client and clientele and people that I'm working with. So I dove right into it. One thing I realized was I said why I wanted to back away from this type of work that I want to do, because what it does is it takes me away from my family a lot. Now, I kind of had to reassess what I was saying before, because when I first started off, it would take me away from my family. You know, you got to have time and you got to have balance. Now, with having the time and the balance, after taking a whole day, whole 24 hours to actually think about this, rest on it, pray about it, talk to God. Y'all know how it is. I tell y'all every week, every time I'm on here, I believe in God. I follow the principles. Y'all necessarily don't have to believe in that. It's fine with me. You do whatever you want to do, but that's my personal choice. So what I did was I prayed about it, thought about it, and I said, you know what, Jeff? You are actually using your abilities that allow you to be different. If it's uncomfortable, okay, you're not going to like it, but it's still separating you from the rest. I'll tell you something, people. What separates Life Coach Jeff from the rest of the other life coaches, now this has to do nothing with me coaching other people. This is simply the inner work that it takes for me to possess the outward change. Let me say that again. This has nothing to do with the people that I coach. It can transcend that if we fall in direct alignment with what's being talked about. But it's so many different areas that I fall into when I coach people. It's different. So this has nothing to do with me coaching. This just has to do with Life Coach Jeff's inner change to outward potential. Okay. And what I really realize is that, Jeff, you are not willing to do the thing that separates you from other coaches. So how does that relate to you? When I'm talking about myself, I'll tell you exactly how that relates to you. A lot of times what we do is we don't want to embrace the thing that makes us different because, one, we're not passionate about it. You know what I mean? We don't think that the thing that we actually have, because we don't look at, okay, let me break it down like this. We don't look at our gift or gifts that we do have as things that can either make us money, okay, or those things that we just don't want to pay attention to because we're just good at it. You know, we've heard many people at time and time again say we're just good at it, right? So when people say that we're good at something, those are the things that we kind of just snub off, right? We just say, okay, you know what? They told us that they sat up and they told us we good at something. Okay, this, that, the third, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. And we just leave it alone. But I want to challenge you today. And when I challenge you, I want to challenge you just like this. I want you to actually take a look at the things that you're good at that you have been snubbing off. Take a different approach and a different outlook on it and see if it's something that you can enjoy doing when you put a certain spin on it. And I'll tell you why I have found a newfound joy in doing what I said I didn't want to touch again. And I'll tell you why. Because I looked at it and I saw how it can actually be beneficial, not just for myself, but for my business, and how I can transcend and teach that to other people. You see what I'm saying, people? It's all about mindset. Like I said, this podcast is formulated and centered around the 3 words: redirect, regroup, refocus. And if anybody has heard me say, the mantra is shifting the mindset, self-awareness, and call to action. So what I did at that point yesterday, I took the time, I talked to several people. Okay, see, my therapy people is talking to people. That's what I do. I have to talk out my ideas. I have to talk out what I think. I have to talk out what I see. And then I take some time to rest on it, talk to God about it more. And then I come back and then boom, I got something. That might not be you. You might have to write something down. You know what I mean? You might have to go ahead and take a different approach to it, which is fine. But whatever approach you have to take to get to the goal, get to it. Or get to the objective, get to it. But it starts with you just simply thinking differently. Okay? That's all you got to do. I'm telling you, people, the thing that's hindering you from your own success is the fact that you just fail to be different. You don't want to take the thing that is most painful, that is most challenging for you to do, or the thing that people have said that you are good at for so long. You know that it's in you to do, but you have to find a way to make that enjoyable for you. There it is. Just think different, cuz. She commenting on here. Just think different. Marilyn, just think different, because that's what it takes, and that's the first step. I'm not going to go through all the steps, but I'm trying to let you know that's the major thing that's hindering you from being successful, because you have to change your mindset when it comes to this. And I know you hear people say this all the time, but once again, see, I put accountability on you. I'm going to challenge you to actually think about what it is that you are doing in your life. Okay. Think about what it is that you are doing in your life, and why is it so challenging for you, and what can you do in order to relieve that pressure and stress off of you. From now, it used to be a chore, but now it's something like, okay, I can do this great now. I'm going to tell y'all a true story. My sister-in-law came to me yesterday, and Shakira, forgive me. I love you to death. I love you dearly, but I'm going to tell the story. So don't kill me when you hear it. I'm even going to let you know after I'm done with the podcast to let you know that I told this story. So my sister-in-law comes to me and she says she created something. I'll be vague with it, and I'll talk about it later. I'll get deeper with my family later on about it. She said she created something, and she created something for generational wealth. And as we go ahead, we dive into it. We start talking about it more. What it was just simply a business. I'll throw it out like that. It was simply a business, but it's something that can benefit everybody. Now, Deborah, I see that you are on watching and you're commenting as well. And this is something that you used to talk about with us a lot, about having a family business. So for anybody who's out there who actually is watching, who may catch this on a replay, or who is watching right now, think about it. You may too have a family business. Now, there's a way and a spin that you can put onto it. I have to talk to Shakira if I want to go ahead and do an episode on that, or we can just teach people how to do it. It's one of the two. You know what I mean? Either way, people have been doing this for so long. But, since we've been talking about this, there's a way to do it. And with the creation of my sister-in-law formulating this business, what it did was it opened up a door for me to take the uncomfortable things that I don't like to do, and now I can turn it into something enjoyable in a way that I can teach other people, okay, the certain types of skill sets that I know how to do. So let me put it this way. If any of you all have a particular skill set or something that you know how to do, you are just within arm's length of being able to teach it to somebody. You're within arm's length of being able to teach it to somebody. For me, it's that simple. I don't know how simple it is going to be for anybody else, but I just want to let you know, plain and simple, when you break this logic down, you are in arm's length of being a teacher and a consultant. That's how I want to put it. That's how I'm going to lay out that foundation for you. You are within arm's length of being a teacher and consultant. Because the thing is, with what my sister-in-law created and how she created it, it opened up doors. It just went and it opened up doors and it opened up the floodgates to just create, and to take the specific skill set that you may have, no matter what you have, and apply it to the business. So see, that's the thing. You need continuity, people. Continuity. Oh yeah, I did. I don't think I told you that, Auntie, years ago. I think we talked about the idea and the concept, but my sister-in-law sat up here. She actually put the concept into work. She put the concept out on paper, created it, and it actually freaking exists. It exists. So that's the thing. I also want to tell you all too, the power of creation is so strong when it comes to us having the ability. I want you all to take into account anything that you may believe in, God, Big Bang, whatever the heck it may be. I don't care what it is. You have to remember something came from nothing. And then what happened? That nothing produced something. So from nothing, we got creation, something that reproduces over and over and over again. Jeff, how does that pertain to you? Life Coach Jeff, how does that pertain to you? Well, I'm so glad you asked. This is how it pertains to you. God made it, or whatever you believe in, made it so that we can be creators. Okay? I'll give it to you like this. God on the third day made everything so it runs on a time clock. But while it's running on this time clock, his creation reproduces 24/7, right? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks, and every year. The cycle always continues. So, once again, here we go. Life Coach Jeff. Still, how does this apply to me? With you being created by the creator, which I see as God, you can see it, whoever you see it, which I see as God, but with you being created, he put whatever he wanted to create on autopilot. So why can't we do the same? Why can't we do the same? Why can't we take something that we love to do, find a way to either make money from it, or just put it on autopilot so we can produce it either for ourselves and other people? You know what I mean? A lot of times, see, people, what we like to do is we like to take our certain principles when they come from different areas or different places, and we like to make them complex. But also what we don't do is we don't like to simplify them. Simplification means that we have to think. Thinking at times can require energy. Like yesterday, I told you all that I spent all day talking about it and thinking about the thing that was bothering me, that had me step out of my comfort zone. But since I was able to think about it and step out of my comfort zone, boom, now we came up with an idea. So the thing is, it's okay to actually think about the thing. Dwell on the thing that's going to bring you good. Don't dwell on the things that bring negativity, you know. And sometimes feelings have a way of situations have a way of bringing on negative feelings. Okay. They can bring on negative feelings, but the goal is not to dwell on the negative part, right? Because that negative part that we dwell on is also going to make us feel bad. We're not going to want to get up. We're not going to roll over. We're not going to do anything. And real talk, even to shoot this episode today, I was scrolling on the phone. I didn't have the energy to do it, but my wife came to me. She looked at me and she said, "Babe, when you going to do that episode?" I said, "You know what? I did say I was going to do that episode. Let's go ahead and get it done now." You know? So that's the thing. I'm trying to let you all know today that the one major key that is hindering from your success, hindering you from your own success, is the ability for you to be different. And we're going to add something else in there. The ability for you to be different and the ability for you to just think. That's it. The ability for you to be different and to think. Because I'm trying to let you all know, people, I'm trying to let everybody know that with these two keys here, you can end up changing your whole perspective. You can end up changing the whole world that you live in. Catch this. You could change the whole world that you live in. And then with making the impact on changing the world that you live in, then you can in turn flip that and change that. So people on the outside can be changed by your own influence. Meaning, while you're changing your own world that you live in, you allow yourself to change other people's world viewpoints in the way they may handle situations based on you being that living example. Now, let's go back here. Principle, who also was a living example of that? Christ. I don't care who you look at. I don't care if you look at Buddha, Hind, I don't care what you look at. We have to remember there's always one main person that studied something. And with that one main person that studied something, what happened? That one main person studied something, turned it into a belief. People gravitated towards it. And now that's what they follow. So the thing is, I'm challenging all of you, just think differently about what you see. And then when you think differently about what you see how it's going to positively impact you or negatively impact you. Okay? That's what you need to see. You need to see how it's going to positively impact you or negatively impact you. I'm telling you, you take the steps to do these things, and I promise you and I guarantee you, you will be very successful. And I got all of this, you all, just from me yesterday, simply yesterday, going out and doing something that made me feel completely uncomfortable. But I knew it would benefit me. But then when I got more feedback, actually coming back from the person that I was helping, it looked like that they were trying to take what I was doing into a different direction. But I'm going to tell you something, people. Nobody can take what you're doing into a different direction if that is their said interpretation of what they see based on what you've given them. I'm going to say that one more time. Nobody can change the direction in which you are trying to go. Okay? Because the direction that you're going is based off what they see. So 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell you what I did. Yesterday, what I did was I showed up. I shot some video footage. Took some pictures, did some stuff like that. What did I tell y'all earlier? I said I was going to back away from doing it because I know the type of time it takes for that. But guess what? I didn't back away from it because I knew it was going to be beneficial towards me. So, excuse me. I took the time to do something uncomfortable, but now I see the even bigger picture of what making me feel uncomfortable will actually open up. You know, it's just all about knowing how your uncomfortableness applies to you. And that's different for each and every individual, right? It's different for each and every individual. So I'll go ahead, I'll shoot video footage and take pictures. But for somebody else, they might just want to go ahead and make candles. You know, somebody might have told them, oh, you're just real good at just talking and speaking to people. Okay, turn it into something that you can enjoy. Flip your negative feelings and emotions about that one thing that people have been saying that, oh, you're good at, oh, you can do. Flip it and take it and use it to something that can help change you and the world. You know, just throwing something out there to give you all something to think about, to try to put something in perspective for you all today. Because I'm telling you, man, I'm sitting up here looking at this right now, and I'm kind of dumbfounded by what I was given. You know, I'm sorry, you all. I'm looking down on my phone because what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to share this to my personal page. I'm going to say, hold on, I'm going to tell y'all, check out today's episode of the, let me see, Oh yeah, I'm getting it, people. I'm getting it. This what we do. Yep. Podcast. Share now. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is also how I'm gonna tell y'all a real quick marketing tip while I'm on here, because we got 10 minutes. And I know we're talking about, once again, it's being different. It's you wanting to do, you need to do that thing that's uncomfortable. So I'm gonna tell you what you got to do. Maybe with your business or your specific skill set, maybe you're not used to sharing your own content. I challenge you. If you have a business, if you have anything, what you do is you share only the things that you are affiliated with. And what I mean by affiliated with, the only things that will bring you business to your page. That's what you do. Now, if you have strong connections with people, if you are building relationships, yeah, go ahead and share that stuff too. You know what I mean? But I'm very filtered on what I share. If anybody wants to know what I'm into, that's why I share the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast to my personal page. I do that so you can take a look. Check out what I'm into. Stuff's an open book. It's taking place and it's happening right now. You know what I mean? You can't rebuttal facts. You can never rebuttal facts. You can't. Okay, let me put it like this. You can rebuttal facts, but when the facts are backed up by then what's seen, then it's a completely different concept. Then you have a way that you can end up changing people's mindsets about what it is that they see, the information being linked up to what was put out there. So this is me also being different, taking the time to do something that most people won't do, because you have to get over the hump of being heard. Do I have a voice? Will they listen to what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you something. 9 times out of 10, I don't care if people will listen. The people that my message is going to attract, that's who's going to attract. It's the same with a product or service. The exact same thing with a product or service. If you have something that people want and want to gravitate towards, they will listen. They'll listen. But I'm telling you, once again, I'm going to say it, the major thing that is hindering you from your own success is you not wanting to be different. So what do I mean by that, Life Coach Jeff? It's you not wanting to be different, you not wanting to step out and to do the very thing that is going to be challenging for you. You have to be willing to flip that challenge over into something positive. And once you in turn do that, guess what? I guarantee you have greatness on the end. I guarantee you'll have greatness if you follow the steps within yourself. I can't guarantee greatness within you. Only you can guarantee greatness within you. I can guarantee you that you'll feel a difference. You'll feel a certain kind of way after you get done doing it. I don't know what that feeling is going to be, but I would hope it could be joy. I could hope it could be happiness. I hope you find more peace because you took the time to actually look at something that you thought could not benefit you at all. And now guess what? You found a way for it to go ahead and benefit you. That's what it's about. Mindset change. And I could go into self-awareness and I could go into action right now. I might just for shits and giggles real quick, just because think about it like this. If you end up looking at the self-awareness part, you have to look and see how now you walking into uncomfortability is going to affect you. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to make you feel. You have to be your own assessor of that. Does that make sense? If you embark on a journey that's going to cause you to shift your mindset, now you are responsible for how it is going to make you feel and how you in turn bottle up those feelings and throw them out there for the whole world to see. You are the only one in control of that. That's how it works. So with that being said, you just want to make sure that you have something that is worth you wanting to work on. But I'm going to tell you something. If it's not you wanting to working on, if it's not worth working on, 9 times out of 10 is probably the thing that you struggle with. It could be, or if it's something that you don't want to work on, it's tied to something that is difficult for you. And the only reason why you haven't found out that it's difficult for you is because you usually cut it off at the head and cut it off at the door. You just say, okay, I don't like it. Oh, I don't want to put up with it. So you say, all right, I'll take the least path of resistance and I'll work on the thing that's going to be easiest for me. I'm going to let you know something. Doing your own podcast, doing your own video editing, doing all that stuff, it takes time to do it. It is the most uncomfortable feeling in the world when you are first trying to figure out how to make your product look great visually for other people. For me, that was one of the most treacherous routes to go down. And I'll tell you why. Because I was worried about the thought process of other people and what they were going to think. And I was being my own toughest critic. So that's what I looked at. I looked at what other people might think and me pretty much ridiculing what I was looking at, my own product, because I didn't think nobody would gravitate towards it. BS. You can't have that mindset when you go into wanting to put out something that you know has the ability to be great. You can't go in there with that negative attitude. You just can't do it. You just cannot do it at all. Because if you do that, what's going to happen? Negative mindset breeds negative results. So when you're trying to be different, stop focusing on that negative part, because I guarantee you, if you focus on that negative part, that's what's going to end up breeding your results. That's what it's going to be. That's exactly what it's going to be. So just take the time to pay attention to the things that mean you greatness, that mean you good. I'll put it to you this way. If it's something that you've been doing for years and years and years, and you put it on the shelf, just sat it there on the bench, and once again, people are saying you have a skill for it. What stopped you from doing it? I challenge you to ask yourself, what stopped me from doing the very same thing that people said I was good at, I know I had a knack for. And now, if you stopped it, assess the reason why you stopped it, and then now create a solution to how you can make it better. Because you stopped. Here it is. Here's the nugget. You stopped because there was some type of roadblock on the way, either with how it made you feel internally because you're doing the work, or the process or the steps it took to do it. Those are the only two reasons why you stop. Because it made you feel a certain way, and it had to be a roadblock in the process, and you felt that the process was just too much to overcome or too much to overstep to take the leap on. But I'm trying to tell you, it's fine. But you just have to take it with a mindset of reassessment. If you are willing to take it with a mindset of reassessment, I guarantee you, then it'll be easy to analyze those feelings. And if those same feelings get brought up again as to why you did not complete the task, ask yourself why. You always start with the question of why. That's it. You start with the question of why. Because then once you ask yourself why, now it forces you. Okay. It forces you. You can blame other people. But when you start moving to your call to action and why things have not gotten done for so much time, you'll actually sit down and you'll realize that the only reason why I didn't get things done was because it was based on my own movement. You can think of the excuses all the time as to why you don't want to get something done. Right? Right? You can pour out those excuses all the time. But at the end of the day, the reason why you fail to see some level of success, nobody arrives overnight, but the reason why you fail to receive some level of success is only because you did not try. So, all right, y'all, we got a minute left. So that's all I got for y'all today. Y'all know I like to keep it 30 minutes or less. So I figured this was a great topic to talk about. So go ahead. If something didn't make sense to you, if you want to go ahead, check it out, see what else is going on with this episode, please like it, share it. Go ahead and let people know. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go ahead, like it, share it. Make sure you let somebody else go ahead and get the message if you got something out of it too. So, all right, y'all. Remember, this is your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live. Remember, redirect, regroup, refocus. I love y'all. Peace out. Thank you for listening and tuning into the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast. We do thank you and appreciate and value you as a listener. Now, I would like to just throw in, please follow us on social media. You can follow us on Instagram as Redirect, Regroup, Refocus, and also Life Coach Jeff Relaford. You can also find me on Facebook as Jeff Relaford. That's my personal page. Go ahead, give me a follow there. I always put up some good inspirational content. And also the business page, Redirect, Regroup, Refocus on Facebook as well. So, all right, you all, thank you for tuning in. And next week, we will be here again. Remember, Redirect, Regroup, Refocus. I love y'all. Peace out.